Jeff, would you like me to give you the clap?
Sure, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I now have the clap.
Tight. Thank you for not questioning that phrasing whatsoever. I appreciate it.
Oh, boy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking off. Still to run. I'm taking off. Still to run. I'm taking off. Still to run. Time goodbye. Drifting to space. All I feel is cold. All I want is the power of the night.
Welcome back to Shattered Worlds RPG. I'm your Loremaster, Jeff. And with me tonight, Jayme.
Hello.
Kristy.
Hello.
Ash.
Hello.
And AJ.
Hello.
Hey, gang. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back.
Oh, good. Very good. It's always good to see all of you. Let's see. What happened last time? Y'all escaped in the Emperor's escape shuttle. You flew around the asteroid a bit, or the station a bit. You evaded some fighters, and you crash landed sort of inside the train depot on the asteroid surface. There's a bunch of fire retardant in the air, and a force field has given you the ability to breathe. So you're in like emergency spacesuit harness things, and you've just slid out the escape ramp or whatever, like on a plane, or you're about to. I can't remember.
We went on the fun slip and slide.
Yeah, you're either about to or you have already. I'm not sure which.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah. Train station covered with foam. You're putting on your suits. Who wants to go down first?
Sure.
Alecto will go first. Why not?
All right.
She's
Alecto,
your tank.
Keziah, somebody else.
Gale is making sure that everything on her suit is completely in check.
Hell yeah.
Before she
Zed
does
comes
shit.
down. And yeah, you just poof into all this fire retardant. And it's kind of hard to see what's what. Keziah, you've been here before, so you can bring up a virtual schematic of the area, so you can kind of guide people. There's the blasted up, caved in section of the train tunnel that happened last time you were here.
I did
There's
that.
the big like ticketing area and benches and things. Everything's real functional. It's not like fancy. And then there's an exit on the south side, and then a double door exit to the east. And both of those are within the shuttle's force field.
Okay. I will share with the class.
All right, cool. You sweep the schematics to everyone. Who else here? Zed's here, Papa Junzel, Frentz. Anybody else? Well, the Emperor, he's up in the shuttle still. On to Shar. Lady is shy. I think they'll stay up with the Emperor. And did all the Skyblades come with, or are they still on the ship?
I think they were on the ship. I don't remember.
Fuck. I realized I hadn't finished editing the last episode. I was like, this isn't the right ending.
We were all supposed to get donuts.
Yeah, they were getting totally overwhelmed by all those bad guys, so I think they would have come too. So they're staying up in the shuttle with the Emperor. So Ondashar and Lady Ashai come down. And Zed goes to secure the smaller door, and Ondashar and Lady Ashai go to the double doors. Do you have a preference which way you want to go? You have an idea of something else you'd rather do?
I mean, would Keziah know, like, a good way to go?
There's a chance that if you go through either door, there'll be a way to throw up a force field or something to keep the area from decompressing. The single door is probably a safer bet, but it's hard to say because you don't have the actual blueprints. You just have what you saw.
And our ship was being like chased, right? Like there
Yeah,
was some...
so overhead there's a fighter looming into view. And it looks like it's about to do something or other.
So Crunch is definitely going to dip down into that foam, that safe concealing foam.
All right. Crunch is safely concealed. Now the shuttle's force field is going up and through the busted up ceiling, so theoretically the enemy weapons won't be able to hit you, but who's to say when the shuttle's field might go down?
Is there an access panel or anything somewhere where Keziah could maybe try to update her map?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's terminals here and there. You run over and jack in, and it needs a security key, which the Emperor would have. So, Ondashar says, Gale, use your code key.
Oh, right, I do. Yeah, I have that. Let me just take it out and just gonna tap it. Just gonna tap
Cool.
it.
Yeah, it's a little circular jobby, and yeah, sure enough, and it tells you that the south, I don't know, service tunnel. It has a emergency force field generator that is currently on. And it can be bypassed with a certain level of security, which the code key should give you. And there are employees down there. It says 3 employees currently in section, but you don't know what their function is.
I'm so sorry. I just need clarification because if there's people in this room, I need to know if employees are good or bad at this point.
Well, you've run into both kinds so far.
Okay.
If you remember last time you were on this asteroid, the witches had killed and replaced a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're still trying to figure out who's traitors.
Yeah, so you haven't nailed down who hired those folks. Whoever turned the Emperor's guards must be pretty connected. 'Cause that seems like it shouldn't be possible. So maybe an inside job. So yeah, it's hard to say if those employees would be friendly or not. You could call them, I guess.
Can we?
I mean, we could we?
Crunch peeks out from under a bench.
Can we look up their performance reports?
Can we take them to the HR real quick?
You are perfectly welcome to do so.
Oh, can we?
I mean, I don't think we should give away our position at all. I think, if anything, either get the drop on them or just don't bother them.
Well, is this like security system? Is it good enough that we get like an ID code for these 3 people that are supposedly in there?
Yeah, they have codes. It's a matter of finding out which code relates to which employee.
Well, so Keziah can get like 3 codes and then look up those 3 codes, and Crunch can decipher whatever the HR gobbledygook means.
Okay, nice. So you
Crunch
do a
can crunch
little
it.
you do a little
Yeah.
number crunching, and you find out that it's Harris, Wolkowski, and Shandrach. That sounds like a Vorok name, so that's probably the supervisor, since the Vorok seem to be highly placed here. And I guess Crunch is going through personnel records. And yeah,
You would not believe what Volkowski has been up to, let me tell you.
you learn that Harris and Wolkowski are pretty new hires, but Chandrak has been here since the beginning. He is a like an HVAC technician, and they're his, underlings.
And it's just the 3 of them in this room, right?
Yeah, they're in a different section. You're not sure exactly.
Oh, they're in a different section. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like there's little lights telling you their position, just that they're past this door. So yeah, they don't have any personnel marks against their record. Chandrak has a bunch of commendations, and he trying to think. Why don't you you want to do gain insight or hold on to it?
I'm going to hold on to it.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
let's do
not
a
use
roll
it
then.
on these 3 guys.
I'll find out like Harris has been like stealing people's lunch out of the refrigerator.
I have a little bit of a plan to figure out their deal if we need it, but
So this will be a light check, +2 for bureaucracy. I don't know. Research.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a 10.
Woo,
So
nice.
reroll
Hell yeah.
a 2. Okay, so 22? Yeah. Oh, plus the 2, so 24 altogether.
Okay,
Oh, I
so
should bring out my
Chandrak
stats, shouldn't I?
Chandrak hasn't made a clock ring since the morning clock on hours ago, which is odd because for Harrison Wolkowski, like basically every time they move a section, the clock marks their position and so on. So that would suggest that Chandrak is injured or has left the area, but that would mean the 3rd life sign isn't them, or that kind of thing. Maybe
This
they're
is getting
disabled.
juicy.
Or he's
Yeah, I pass on.
really good at holding his pee. He's going for like marathon record.
It's that Tom Hanks scene in League of Their Own, but just since 9 a.m.
Plus, I was wondering if Gale could perhaps build like one of those like aliens like ping scanners, but for HVAC employees.
Is that something that, as an artificer, I could do?
I think that would take a little more time than you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a bit of a time crunch with that.
Oh, Ash, we
fighter.
can't.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
Asher,
actually
yeah.
a
Sorry. Yeah. I was doing the thing from Alien. Whereas, they're everywhere. They're coming. Game over, man. Game over. It's HVAC technicians
Yeah.
running in from dropping out of the vents.
Yeah, no. I was just saying we need a moratorium on crunch as a verb.
I say we inject crunch into all parts of language, everywhere. It could be punctuation, just anything, really.
You know what? Fair.
Okay, a bunch of green blobs, like a couple of them go and hit the force field and shake it and everything. Like it's all these weird, like green lightning bolts kind of arc around the outside of the shield, and the shuttle kind of vibrates a little bit. Ondashar looks up all freaked out, and he like pounds on something, and the double doors open, and he waves. He waves the others through, but it's all the way across the room. Sounds like y'all are interested in this door, or do you want to join the party?
I mean, I feel like there's story where the other people are going.
All right. So you all hustle over in that direction, and you see the Skyblades fly out of the shuttle holding the Emperor, and he's got his action suit on with the force field like flickering. He looks all kick-ass with his red robes and things. And he looks up at what's happening above you, and he shakes his head sort of annoyed and nods barely imperceptibly towards the double doors, and they fly him over there. So he gets there right about the time y'all do.
Wait, so we're all at double doors now, or?
Well, it sounded like you all wanted to go with them.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're hustling through the foam.
I thought we had just gone through that door, and that's what we were seeing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So you've gotten to these double doors, and you see a couple like robot cleaning devices in the hallway beyond, just sort of dormant, like they've been turned off. And Ondashar hustles you all through the double doors, backs up, and then hits a button, and they close, and then a blast shield comes down. So you are hopefully free from decompression concerns now.
Whoa.
Gale stretches and lets her spine crack a few times because she's no longer decompressed.
Kristy's video just went bananas.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
wild. That was some Dune 1984 shit right there.
Hell yeah.
That was fun.
I was like scanners for a second.
Yeah, it's like out on my end.
Oh, I turned it off because I didn't
Yeah.
like
No,
that.
no.
All right. Well, unless anybody wants to take charge, I guess the Emperor will lead. So he marches you down this long corridor. He lifts up his wrist and taps a few buttons, and the doors open, and it's like a giant elevator, basically. And you come in, and it closes up, and some fun lights sort of flicker along the top, and it starts to shake and move down. And there's a little bit of elevator music.
Ding, dee, 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 dee.
So how's everybody been?
I was in a Bach coffin for a while, hooked up to some machines. That's the thing that happened.
That sounds terrible. I remember that.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
Yeah. How about you guys? How are you guys doing? Been a while. I feel like we need to catch up.
Not great. Me and Keziah got shot at on a ship because I guess people who we thought were working for us aren't working for us, and now they're coming to get us. Hey, Mr. Emperor, sir, do you know anyone around you that has been acting a little shifty lately? Because it seems like a lot of people around you just decided to kill you.
He just sort of smiles and nods sort of slightly. And he says, well, I've always had enemies. Comes with the job, you know.
But have there been any that were recently, very recently, in fact, friends?
Zed's like, are you fucking kidding me? The guy from the Shroud just stood there while all those guys attacked. Surely it's the Shroud, right? I mean, we all know this. Your Majesty. He, like, remembers who he's talking to.
I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know what that is or what you said. Who is the Shroud, and do they maybe have maybe a reason to be against you right now?
Okay, so the large, or I guess rotund mob boss guy, Papa Junzel, he says, the Serpentine Shroud are a cabal of some of the most dangerous criminal syndicates in the galaxy. They're who you call if you need a whole city wiped out. You know what I mean?
Or an emperor?
Sure. Why not?
I mean, I don't know. It's a serpent-themed criminal organization. I don't know why we're immediately going to them for the betrayal. Could be anyone.
Could be. You pointed a finger very fast, Zed, so, like, that's also something to be considered. Sorry, don't want to, like, throw fingers around the room when we're all just kind of, like, trapped here, but, like, we really don't know at this point. It could have been me. It's not, but it could have been.
The Emperor chuckles. He says, generally, the Shroud doesn't do anything personal. If it doesn't make money, they're not interested.
When they have something personal against you?
Well, if they did, they wouldn't necessarily go to these lengths. The amount of money funding such an operation, to be able to turn my own loyal troops against me, would take a lot. So, Andashar leans over to you, Gale, and says, the concern is that it could be an inside job.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking who was close to the Emperor.
It's sensitive. So, Crunch, you and Keziah know that the Afridi Empire has always had a tense relationship between the royal families and the clans who, like, it's like the more democratic side of society. And in the parliament, some of the clans have a party called the Ascendancy, and they've been basically in charge of the government for years and years. They were responsible for the war, the Second Afridi Rebellion, 28 years ago. So any of them might... It's just weird. To attack the Emperor is like the symbol of the country, or the the empire. It doesn't. You can't think of any purpose it would serve, unless they had somebody in mind to take his place, and even then, it's not. He doesn't hold any real political power per se. So it's, if anything, it seems like maybe it's a symbolic attack, like on the empire itself. Which isn't to say that somebody in the ascendancy wouldn't want to bring chaos into the government to hide their motives. But it's some very big group, probably. So it could be somebody in his family. It could be an entire intelligence agency. It could be, I don't know. Who else is out there? The Lunari, what are they called? The Conclave Central Science Service. It's basically the CIA for the government. Or it could be this Lunari freedom movement that you think is behind all the shootings and bombings on the station.
Or maybe no Lunaris whatsoever are to blame for anything ever. That's also a possibility.
I don't know. Maybe everyone was suddenly just like, oh, hey, guns are cool.
You think if the Emperor has any guesses, he's probably not going to say them out loud. So yeah, it's a little awkward elevator ride as y'all postulate.
Is it Becky? Is it Steve? I don't. You said earlier you didn't like a Steve.
Yeah, it comes to your mind now that the Oakleaf Society is sponsored by one of the most powerful people in the galaxy. What's her name? Marissa Stargazer. She's a newly elected senator in the Lunari Senate. And she put together the Oakleaf Society, as far as you know, to stop the Emperor's plans to make this secret project. So it's possible that she decided to burn all of you just to get rid of the Emperor, but you can't fathom why she would do that unless she thought it was the only way.
She likes me too much. She wouldn't have done that. I'm too likable.
Yeah. But she does have a pretty outsized reputation. Her company makes like munitions for every government and company in the galaxy.
You know, Crunch, I was meaning to finish telling you that story about that patient that I had a while back. Do you remember? And she kind of looks at you, like, pointedly.
Oh, yes, the patient. Yes, I do remember.
Yes, the one that had to go under anesthesia and failed to tell us about all of the things that they had ingested before having their procedure. It was very gruesome, you know. It was unfortunate because they had they had taken some illicit drugs, which that interacted with the anesthesia. And as I'm sure you know, that is a very, very bad thing. You don't want to not wake up. So that alone would have killed them. But also, no, Jeff. She's making up a story to prove a point.
And
so
sorry, in the chat I asked, is this Prozamaya you're talking about? I can't fathom what's going on here.
So they were also having stomach surgery, if you recall, and they needed to have that frog that they had swallowed removed, and we actually wanted to save the frog, if you recall. We were thankfully able to save the frog. That was a miracle of science, and I am still quite proud of that. However, because they had swallowed so many hamburgers before the surgery, and they did not tell us about that, their intestines actually ruptured.
Oh.
And it was so foul. It was quite possibly the worst way to die. And I've been thinking about this quite frequently ever since it happened. You know, when you have something that is so dire coming up, you really should tell the people who are going to be helping you all of the pertinent information, even if you yourself do not understand why it may be important. But I did want to let you know that the frog survived.
Oh.
Because I know that was quite important to you.
So
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it took so long for me to get the rest of that story out.
So Crunch is definitely looking green at this point. He's just like, oh, no, I'm glad, I'm glad to hear it.
The
Kinda like a
elevator
wolf.
stops finally.
She just kind of like glances at the emperor, like.
Yeah, he's just like looking on like he has I want to ask what the hell is the relevance of this story, but I also don't. So, he just sort of vaguely smiles a little bit. And he says, we're here. Excellent. So, I hear you opened the gate to the in-between paths. And the doors open up, and you see just a spooky black hallway stretching into the distance. And it's undressed stone. So it's like the inside of the asteroid just sort of tunneled out by a machine, but not like fancied up at all.
Yeah, we opened one up. We had to get through it.
Is that terribly relevant to the events that are unfolding right now and your possible imminent death?
Oh, we're completely safe in here. Don't worry about that. We're 300 meters below the surface, don't you know?
Are
Yeah.
we 300 feet below the surface of people who are actively trying to kill you?
Well, it would seem so. But soon,
I mean, it
my
seems so in
ship...
the ballroom too, huh?
Yes. Well, my ship should have taken care of it by now, and, well, of course, we have friends in the area.
To be clear, your ship should have taken care of people who are pretending to be nice to you so that you don't see them trying to kill you.
Indeed. Well, shall we? And he gestures to the hallway.
Gale kind of leans over to Keziah like, I fucking hate this guy.
By the way, Kristy, I just have to say, I thought at first that the point of that story was to signal me to like use the frog pen. Do you remember the frog pen?
Yeah, I do. As I was telling it, I was trying to think of a way to work the frog pen
Okay.
actually into the story, but it wasn't quite working, so I just made a frog.
Yeah, so you all start walking, and Junzel and Zed go over to Keziah, and they're like, what's this gate he's talking about? And Alecto, you're near enough to
It's-
overhear this.
It is a technology I personally do not understand. I would like to explain it to you, but I cannot.
Has it got something to do with the SVA drive?
I don't. Kristy does not
Oh.
know the answer to the question.
The SVA drive was that big engine that flew the space station that Alecto controlled through that weird rig. And the cables came out of the null gate that seemed to power the machine. But you don't know the exact relationship.
I am actually not entirely sure.
Huh.
She's not lying.
And he goes, Your Majesty. And the Emperor, you're doing a walk and talk. And Emperor says, yes, Mr. Junzel. So what's this gate I've been hearing about? And he says,
Oh, you mean
that's
the null gate?
Yes, Gale, feel free to enlighten them.
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about them myself yet, really. I mean, we went through one. We found this, like, person.
Wait, when you say you went through one, the Emperor looks back over his shoulder at you with, like, a raised eyebrow. He seems a little shocked at this turn of events, but he looks back forward. And anyway, carry on.
Yeah. We had walked up on one in, I believe it was the SVA drive, right? We had walked in there, and there was a guy in a capsule that looked real messed up. Did not look good at all, but I think he was somehow powering it. And so we let him out. Alecto started powering it. Well, we all kind of fought for who powered it, but eventually Alecto ended up powering it. And then Crunch and I, we went through it. There was a lot of weird things in there that for some reason only I could see. But that's where we found Beza and Zora.
And Junzel looks over and he goes, wait, only you could see this stuff? I don't understand.
I don't know either. I really don't understand it. Everyone else was so confused, and I didn't know how to answer them. Like, there were water fountains that just didn't exist for everyone else.
Huh.
A statue talked to me.
Huh. So you arrive in this big circular or cylindrical chamber. It's got nice chairs and things, various places. It basically looks like where an emperor would go to, like, hang out before a big trip. You see some, like, racks of outfits, and but they're like explorer gear. You know, there's an Indiana Jones hat on a hook. You know, it's it's kind of like adventure or cosplay. There's a full bar, of course, and so the emperor goes over and starts mixing up something. The sky blades form up around him.
Gale starts checking all of the alcohol for poison.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Gale casts Purify Food and Drink. Do I have that? Is that
All
a thing
the
I have?
alcohol.
Yep, Purify Food and Drink.
Now, how powerful is that? Would that denature the alcohol, or would it just take away any unusual poisons? I think just unusual poisons. So while Gale does that, he says, Gale, I assure you, All of this has been tested. And you see one of the Skyblades running his sensor device over him.
By one of your people who, at this point, we don't know whether or not they've betrayed you?
My Skyblades are incorruptible. I pay them enough.
I'm not taking precautions.
Okay. So you purify his cocktail, and he goes to a seat and sits down. And Zed and Junzel and Frentz go off into a little area, and they're having a little whispered convo.
Oh, are they?
Uh-huh.
Any
It should be
chance I
noted.
could... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'll let you all get back to it. I'm just saying it should be noted that Gale is checking the entire room for anything that could be used to murder.
Hell yeah. Okay. So far, no murder devices. There's some grappling hooks and some other adventuring gear. There's a bookshelf with some nice books and magazines.
Mm-hmm.
A little internet terminal area. Lots of lo-fi shit. I don't know why in this modern age you'd need all this physical media, but why not? Yeah, that's going on. I haven't found any secret weapons or anything yet.
Of like just even mundane things that could be used for murder.
Uh-huh. You find some pens, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
let's put those
Picking
away.
up whatever the fuck I can.
You're just Skyriming right into your dimensional
Yeah.
inventory. And you see Frentz keep peeking over at the Emperor as he talks to the other two, and he looks real shifty. And then Ondashar steps over to you, and he says, I think the Emperor is planning something.
I think he needs to start planning how to not be murdered.
Well, I think that is what's about to happen. And
Okay.
Lady Ashai leans over and she says, I'm a bit worried for our friends from Antares Station. And she looks over at those three, and they look back at her, and all of a sudden you hear this, and this blue force field just like circles them. And the Emperor lifts an eyebrow and sips his cocktail, and he says, "Ah, yes. Now that that's done, shall we?" And he waves his hand, and stone like separates on the far wall and spreads open, and you can see the SVA drive chamber and the null gate. So this must be the Emperor's private entrance to the null gate chamber.
Is this even functional anymore? I think the whole place blew up.
Oh, it turns out it didn't. That's why Alecto is still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Alecto managed to weave space and time and keep that thing together.
I thought it blew up a little, but Alecto was fine.
I'm basically the best.
Crunch is going to walk over to Alecto and be like, is there any of this adventuring gear you could use? This looks like something up your alley, all the grappling hooks and whatnot.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe some climbing gear
I like it.
and this fancy hat with the brim.
Alecto's looking fresh. Got a big coil of rope.
Yeah.
Bag with pitons and I don't know, a hover belt.
Alecto Jones.
So yeah, Zed and Junzel and Frentz are trying to use their comm devices, and they're like yelling, but you can't hear them. And the Emperor just gives them a little wave and walks through the opening into the drive chamber, and the sky blades wave for y'all to come forward.
Okay. We will move forward.
Yeah, Gale starts walking up.
I will
Okay.
take the lead.
Keziah, anything?
Her only connection to Papa Genzel before was to, like, gather information about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she doesn't really care. So she'll go forward.
Okay. The stone closes together behind you, and through some arcane process weaves together, and it's imperceptible as a doorway. And some cool purple flames appear in braziers around the edge of the chamber, and the whole place is lit up, and the gate is just sort of it's dormant, but as you get closer, Gale, you feel the... Do you still have the Chalakard, or did you give it to Ondashar?
I gave the Chalakard to Ondashar, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Hadn't I given it to him when I entered the thingy?
Okay.
When I tried to sacrifice myself?
Yeah. So you get close, and then it starts to like activate or whatever. The pods around it start to glow pink, and like blue and purple runes kind of start to glow around the outside. And the gate itself sort of ripples and starts to loom large over you. And the Emperor just stands there, like, looking up at it, just in awe. And he says, "Is this what it was like when you went through it?"
Yes, and it's as uncomfortable now as it was then.
My God. He just looks, like, jazzed as fuck. If he wasn't wearing robes, he might have a visible hard on. You're not sure.
Is this what rich people nut on? Like,
Why? Why?
Surprisingly, Lady Ashai looks like deeply disturbed and concerned for some reason.
She probably noticed the Emperor.
Vampires have hard-on sensors.
It's true.
Yeah, it's all blood. It's all blood flow.
Yeah.
That's right. There's a faint pulsing
got hungry.
down about that region. So she steps up and stands next to the Emperor, and they start whispering. Quiet conversation.
No, I wish I had my mech.
Mech.
My mech. Last time I went through one of these.
Oh, your mech.
because I heard Beck, and I was like, I would also like my musical artist to join me on this as well.
Okay, quick interlude. Which musical artist would you like to go into the strange in-between paths with?
Dolly Parton, but that's just because I want Dolly Parton to come with me on most things.
Nice.
I'm thinking like Moby, just because I feel
That's a good
he
one.
would be like suited for interdimensional travel.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
you guys would have a whale of a time.
Well, if it's Keziah, she would probably be best suited with somebody like Gary Newman.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to think of what Alecto has the headphones and listens to music constantly, so she's having a hard time making up her mind. I kind of, it would be some kind of space techno sort of, yeah.
If we're answering for our characters, then Gale would take Weird Al.
Fair, yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. So going forward, whenever you're in the in-between paths, we'll just assume there's Weird Al there in some capacity.
Is that part of the magic? Is that Weird Al is there if you want him?
Maybe Maja de Goltaman looks like Weird Al.
It's like Contact, but you always beat Weird Al.
It's never your dad.
Oh my god.
I would love that
Unless
if
your dad is
aliens
Weird Al.
if aliens came and they're like, we picked a form that you would find a pleasing, and I'm like, yes, you did. Amazing.
It would
You
be
did a good
perfect.
job.
Yeah.
Instead of the gate like humming to life or something, it's like this long, like discordant, like accordion.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Wow.
Enter the polka party.
It's just the beginning of Just Eat It.
The polka portal.
Yeah, polka portal.
Pokeball.
I nominate that for the title preemptively.
I'm glad we found the title at the natural end of the episode.
Oh my god. So the Emperor and his people go around the gate, and they end up at the control rig, and they're sort of inspecting it, and he's pointing out various features of the drive and the big ribs that go up to the primary engine and whatnot. And he looks over and he says, Alecto, I was told that you were able to power the engine, or control it rather, that you were able to guide its destination.
Alecto is not sure if she trusts this guy. She's yes.
Says, well, I'd love to hear all about it.
Okay. Well, Alecto will tell them, it was like, I imagine it was like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where like it was colors and lights and the universe expanding and some kind of embryonic space god, and it was, it was an experience that only someone with a lifetime of formal meditation training and spiritual awareness could have done, which is, I'm amazed that I was able to do it, honestly.
Fascinating. Well, I wish we'd had you during development. Could have made a much faster progress.
I'm sorry, to what?
Development. This,
You made them.
well, the SVA drive and the control
Oh,
unit.
okay, never mind then. Okay.
I funded its creation. Surely you would have expected me to be involved in the project, yes?
I would have I thought you were talking about the creation of the gates, which was, by my knowledge, I think 400 years ago.
Oh, you may be thinking of when they were last used. 450 odd. He checks his chronology. But no, we have no actual idea how long ago they were built. Some say thousands of years, some say hundreds of thousands.
All right, so this is what you've been working on for how long again? Is reactivating them?
Well, that's interesting that you say that. We were able to draw a small amount of power, Xian energy that collects around null gates, from the pod there, and he points down to one side, and there's gross aliens, like, I don't know, Matrix pod there, and there's cables going into it. And he says, but that's the most we were able to accomplish. I've never seen it do this. And he points up at the gate surface, just rippling and roiling. You're still about 80 feet from it. You haven't gone any closer. If you remember, when you got within like 20 feet or so, it resolved to the image beyond. But you don't know if he knows that you... Did you tell him you went through it?
Yeah, I told him we went through it, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why do you suppose?
Should I not have done that?
there's-
Whoopsie.
I just realized something really interesting. Would you like to gain insight, Jayme?
Oh, yes, I would. Let me just.
So you've been around a while, and
What? That's
you were
rude.
there. You were there before the war, so you had met members of the Emperor's family. You met his mom, who was Empress during the war. You met his sisters, or at least you've seen these people on television. And Alecto looks disturbingly similar to members of his family.
What? So Crunch is going to do kind of like a comical double take as all this occurs. To like, what? But he's not just going to like blurt it out. He's just going to like file that away for later when we can discuss possible, I don't know, Princess Alecto shenanigans.
Usurp him.
Punched a hole through a ship. Punch a hole through an emperor.
Sorry, Gramps.
Why do you suppose there's a null gate inside an asteroid? Does that not bother anyone else?
Did you say that loud enough for the Emperor, or is that just for your friends?
No, she's just kind of like saying it out loud.
She says he says that's a very interesting question. They're dotted underground in a remarkable number of places. It's in fact how we navigate the stars is through resonance with a sort of invisible thread that connects them. So we can only travel to the vicinity of planets and asteroids that have these gates. They haven't worked for centuries. Seem to have been supplanted by starships, and at some point they just seem to have outlived their usefulness. Though, of course, keeping them secret and hiding all information about them was a Herculean task, and it's hard to know why it was done.
But Gale, you said that you... That's a good question, AJ.
AJ asks, is inside an asteroid underground? And yes.
When you were relaying your journey back from whatever it is on the other side of this, you said you needed coordinates, did you not?
Well, yes and no. If by I needed coordinates, you mean a statue talked to me and went in my pocket and then went in my lab coat and told me where to go, then yes, I did.
What?
Well, yes, that is.
Says Alecto.
That is what I. that is what I mean. Yes,
Then yes.
it is a close enough approximation to needing coordinates. So my question is, if this gate is in an asteroid, and asteroids are constantly moving, does that not pose a problem?
Well, technically, everything in space is constantly moving.
True.
Sorry,
But
that
not
was just
like
me.
But
Jeff.
not in the same way that an asteroid does. An asteroid is like a moving vehicle compared to a planet.
Yeah, asteroid move much faster.
Sometimes erratically. This one is what's called an orphan.
Aw.
I think.
No, it's
I think
parents
that's what they're
died.
called when.
Can we help the asteroid, Jeff?
Is
Can
that what
be
they're
our
called
new
when they're
mission?
like outside of a solar system? I think it's something
And
like
we
that.
submit the asteroid to an orphanage.
Little asteroid Annie.
Yeah. We need to get it like a couple of caring planets, you know?
It's a daddy Warbucks if it's
mission.
all its own.
Well, we have Daddy Emperor
Yeah.
here for the asteroid.
He could adopt the asteroid.
We just need Mommy Empress. And they can have their adoptive baby asteroid. And they could be a happy family. I think we hurt AJ.
I'm just crying because the asteroid's an orphan.
It's like the biggest plot twist so far. We gotta help this asteroid.
It's gone this whole time without any parents.
All alone in the depths of space. So alone.
It has a portal in it. It has a hole in its heart.
Aww.
We didn't even ask the asteroid how it's doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, can we take a minute to meditate and just speak to the asteroid through our hearts? and feel the asteroid's feelings and see if it's okay.
Can I roll to adopt asteroid?
Can I hug the asteroid? Like if I just stretch my arms out and lean on one of the walls.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you could hug the floor. I mean, it's.
That's weird.
I'll use a legend point if it means I get to hug this asteroid.
If we combine all of our
arms just extend through the universe and.
Does Crunch have the necessary adoption paperwork?
If he doesn't, he will forge it if need be.
Hell
He
yeah.
is the oldest and most responsible of the group.
Okay, if I may cut in here.
Yes.
AJ,
Yes.
a voice deep inside your mind says, he will use you.
Deep inside of AJ's mind or Gale's mind?
That's a good question. Gale.
Yeah, okay. All right. I was just trying to figure out if Gale was having a moment or if you were hearkening to something that happened a lot of messages ago.
Oh,
Yeah, you think it's Magic Goat Man's voice.
Can I whisper who to Magic Goat Man?
Sure.
Stealth?
I think you can just say it in your head unless you want
Oh
to
yeah,
say it
because
out
telepathy. Because telepathy, that's why. At that point, I guess I kind of like start thinking back to what's his actual goddamn name again? Goddamn,
Who, Maja? Maja de Gultman?
Majid the Goat Man. Yeah. Yeah. No, I start thinking back in Majid the Goatman's general direction of just asking for more guidance than what he has given me.
Yes, he gives you the feeling that the Emperor is too dangerous to work with and that you should probably get away from him and stay away.
Whichever direction Emperor isn't, I'm just kind of inching in the opposite. Just
Now that he's closed the way in, the only other way is up the ramp that you came down earlier.
just
and
as
it would be
far as physically
extreme-
possible.
It would be very noticeable if you just took off away from the group to the ramp and started leaving. it might cause some conversation.
I just want to put some people between me and Emperor.
Okay, sure. You start walking that direction, and the Emperor says, "Alecto, if I may," and he's standing by the control rig.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I don't want to go back over there or anywhere near that place.
And he
Oh,
won't, and none of us here will.
Respectfully, sir.
Sure. I just hope to ask you about its functions. What you thought of them.
We can explain from here, yes.
Yeah, I can explain from here. And no, I don't really know. I just got hooked up to it and it did a thing. And I was along for the ride. And it kind of hooked itself up to me. I didn't really do much.
Ah, interesting. I wasn't involved in the construction of this bit. That was a separate party.
And would you mind giving the name of the separate party, please?
He smiles wryly and he says, I knew there was a reason the bounty on you was so high.
I'm sorry, the what?
You haven't heard?
Oh, wait, no, I did hear about this. I don't even know why. I don't even know why it's that high. It's ridiculously
Obviously,
high. I'm not that special.
Well, you're very cautious and intelligent.
How I
And,
was brought up.
Accomplished. Wow.
Is the Emperor hitting on Gale?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it working? I don't know.
Can
It's
Crutch
not,
kinda-
but go on.
Is there some kind of check that Keziah can make? I mean, she's not good at this, but is there any way that she can tell that Gale is suddenly like had a shift in demeanor and something has happened that she's suddenly different? Because she's not going to know that Gale heard a voice in her head or anything. But
Oh, no. I can't imagine there's any way for you to know exactly what's discomfiting her.
well, no, not knowing what is discomforting her, but just knowing that suddenly she is very discomforted. So, like, when you're at a party or something and a friend gets, like, a bad text or something, but you don't see him get the text, you know from 1 minute a friend is, like, kind of okay, and then all of a sudden they're not, but they're not telling you what's the matter.
She's rolling for drunk
You know what
girl
I'm
in the
saying?
bathroom.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
give me an insight roll. This is a shadow check.
Not great. It's 14.
All you can tell is that Gale seemed to have thought of something that made her wary of the Emperor. Or the control rig, one of the two.
Gale,
Yeah, yeah.
did you forget to take your medicine today? And she's just kind of like looking at you with one of those friend looks like, is something the matter?
You know what? As a matter of fact, I think I did. Yeah, no, I think I just forgot to take my medicine today. I should really check my lab coat. And that's
Did we bring that with us?
Gale has always had the lab coat with her.
Yeah, so you open up the spacesuit and you look through your lab
Yeah.
coat pockets.
Can we clarify how God coat works? Like if I let Keziah touch it, like through a pocket and like touch the fabric, can she hear the God too?
Oh, that's right. I don't think so. You could use the telepathy charm, I guess, to transmit what you're hearing from it.
I mean, I could, but I don't think I have that on right now, and I don't want to open up my dimensional inventory and grab a thing in front of the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, we do need to stop for a second. Jayme put something important in the chat.
Oh, goodness.
Would you like to read that for us, Jayme?
Yeah, I said, as you know, when I don't take my meds, I develop a strong suspicion of emperor penguins.
Oh, the poor Emperor has just... Oh, man.
I have a strong distrust of both emperors and penguins.
Strong distrust of monarch butterflies. Even.
So now all we know about the Emperor is he looks somewhat like Alecto and somewhat like an Emperor penguin.
Has Alecto noticed the similarity yet? Can I make like a perception roll or something?
Does Alecto notice that kind of thing?
Probably not. But I don't know how strong the resemblance is. I mean, if I walked in and saw someone that looked vaguely like me, but I wasn't really paying attention, I'd be like, huh.
Well, how strong is the resemblance between Alecto and the Emperor? Because no, wait, no. Yeah, we already know the answer to that. I thought, never mind, I'm stupid.
Like if one of us ran into a cousin that we'd never met, would we know?
I don't know. Maybe we would just,
Well, if they're anything.
yeah. Sometimes you just meet people and you think, wow, they kind of look like me. Twinsies. Yeah.
My cousins don't look anything like me, so.
Mine are tall. So.
I've never met my cousins, so now I don't know.
Oh, no.
They could be like doppelgangers, like evil Jamies running around, like murdering people. I wouldn't even know.
Oh no.
Or maybe they're really cool.
Maybe. You
But
don't
probably
know.
the doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Or both. Maybe they're really cool and secretly murderous.
And that's when they get you.
Exactly.
Kill a cab driver, toss my wallet in there, but then they skate away, like doing a handstand on the skateboard.
And save a puppy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're nuanced, these evil cousins of
Exactly.
mine. You know?
Yes,
Fully developed
they have
character.
many layers. Well, Keziah is going to kind of like indicate that she and Gale could step away for a minute. Like, would you like to go have some privacy over here to take your medication? Or something like that. And she'll kind of leave it up to Gale.
You know what? Yes, I would really like that. Yeah, I feel so uncomfortable taking my meds in front of people, and as a doctor, you're the only one I really do feel comfortable. So I think I'm just gonna, if you could follow me and help me find my meds.
So you can go around behind the null gate and, yeah, that'll get you out of sight of the Emperor and his people.
Okay. Absolutely.
Lady Ashai goes, Crunch, what's going on?
They're just, having a moment. We've been through a lot lately.
If Lady is shy after all of this, thinks Crunch knows fucking anything.
Well, she is wise to seek by insight in the matter. Yeah, that's it.
Also, no offense, but that Gale doesn't have anxiety or something.
Okay, the two of you are behind the null gate. What do we do?
All right. So, and like, there's no, unless we're like super loud, there's no chance anyone's hearing.
Oh, it's like 100 feet.
Wonderful. Cool. Hey, Keziah, this is going to sound a little, insane, but The god that is in my jacket is telling me that the Emperor should not be trusted right now.
Oh, well, that actual message is not insane at all, so...
Yeah, that
That
wasn't the
makes
part I was
sense.
gonna think would be insane to you. Like the god part in the jacket is what the part that I thought would be weird. But yeah, no, I don't think we should trust the Emperor right now. I'm not exactly sure why, but
I do have a little bit of a problem with the jacket part, yes.
yeah,
But-
I figured you would. Yes, I'll explain it later.
I've got a gold in my pocket.
Try the new pocket god.
Keziah, you
pocket.
get a Keziah, you got a message from your handler on the spaceship. They're pinging your comm device. Keziah?
Is it...
Kristy?
Kristy's not.
Oh, are you just talking to me? Or...
Yeah. Somebody's
Okay.
trying to reach you on your comm device.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was like, is it on Facebook? Is it... Yes.
Okay, you click in and you hear a bunch of ship noises in the background, and she's like, "We're taking pretty heavy fire. That ship that attacked you, it sent out 3 fighters. We've taken out the one near the asteroid, but everything is really tense up here. The Comet Seeker is assisting us." But this ship is it's like they're trying to do massive damage to the station. So we can't rescue you right just yet.
I believe that is okay. If you need to leave, you may. There is a null gate in here.
Oh, good. You're back at the SVA drive. Look, if somebody could move the station, we've got a lot of people on it. If you could move the station from there, that would solve our problem.
Do you have a suggestion where?
Anywhere. That thing moves faster than these ships can go.
All right.
She sends you like 3 possibilities within, I don't know, 8 light years, I guess.
Okay. And would Keziah just kind of know how to do that, or?
They give you like an automated program that can, because you had that device that took in sensors from this whole area.
Mhm.
So they are able to basically tell you how to run the engine from here. You'd have to go upstairs, though, to set the coordinates.
Okay.
There's too much interference to do it by Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I will see what I can do. Do not take any more losses.
Good work. Click. I was trying to think what do corporate assholes say for good hunting. I don't know.
Yep. What was that?
Oh, well, before I knew what was going to happen here, I tried to get us some assistance.
Oh, okay.
That was our assistance, and apparently, they have been unsuccessful trying to stop the 3 ships that are attempting to destroy the station.
Here's another thing that I just kind of thought of. Don't you think it's a little weird that the Emperor got attacked, and all of us were the ones who saved him and got him out? And then he brought all of us to this place where the exact same null gate that we had to work around was.
Yes.
All right. Just checking in with that.
Okay, the
Again-
artist comes in your ears, and they're
Oh
like,
God, that's uncomfortable.
they're like, we're taking heavy fire up here. Are you all safe?
We're at a null gate. The one that we
What?
were at before.
What are you doing there?
The Emperor took us there.
Oh,
Which I don't think I'm currently very much a fan of.
It
well,
is highly uncomfortable.
the station is taking heavy fire from this unknown ship, and there's more signals coming in. I think this is a full-on attack by the I can never remember the name of the Lunari Freedom Movement group, the Children of Slain. I think that's who this is. If we don't get the station moved now, they might destroy it.
Okay, well, that's good, because I guess Keziah just got a way to move that. So we're going to do that. I just want to, in the notes of this session, that, in the notes of this call, that the Emperor took us to a place after... what I'm saying is I think that he may have orchestrated this whole thing.
That he's working with the Children of Slain?
I'm saying that we protected an emperor, and that emperor took us here. And
Holy
that seems
shit! And he like
suspicious.
he just like breaks it. Holy shit! And all of a sudden there's all these beeps and boops going off like red alert noises.
Okay,
there's
we're gonna move the
what
ship
sounds
now.
like
Thank
a
you.
Shot. Okay. The Emperor is like looking at his comm device. He's like, we're in a bit of danger here. If we move the ship in the conventional way, they could be able to track us. Whereas if we use the SVA drive, Alecto, I don't suppose you could be persuaded. And he sort of gestures towards the control rig.
No.
So
all right.
Keziah is just walking out. She's not even saying anything.
You're
Same
going
with
up the
Gale.
ramp.
Yeah.
I will follow. I will follow. I would like, sorry, not today, and turn on my heel and follow Keziah and Gale.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
so
go
you're all-
too. That's a real party
You're
foul. Trying to get Alecto back into cyber coffin. Not cool, Emperor.
The Emperor does a little swish with his fingers, and a couple sky blades fly straight up and around the ribs, and then up to the control center, and they start tippy tapping. So by the time you get up there, they've set the coordinates, and they're powering up the engine. So Keziah, you can see that whatever coordinates they're setting in aren't the three that your handler gave you.
Okay. Can I tell where they put coordinates in for?
It's secret. It's like encoded. So it's either a system that isn't on the grid, or it's one of those that's been, I don't know, redacted, basically.
Is there anything on the screen that Keziah could send to her handler?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you could steal all that info and send it over. And
Okay.
and she's like, they're going to a secret site. Look, if you could hack in and spoof their coordinates So it thinks they're going there, but they actually go to one of ours. We could be there to intercept them. Otherwise, you're just going for a ride.
Okay. She will say a word that means okay, but it doesn't sound like she's talking to somebody. Like, you know,
Ah.
she's going into spy mode.
I'm not sure what that would be.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there has to be something like, you know, instead of saying like affirmative, like
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a
like-
funny thing, but my brain is melting.
man, I'm hungry, you know, or something like that, you know.
So would you like to hack, or are you going to leave it alone?
If she can do so without getting stabbed in the gut, yeah.
Yeah, you're close enough you can do it remotely, and you just kind of lean nonchalantly against a pillar and do a little work. Give me a light check here. +2 for hacking. People stuff. Okay, roll away. Let's see what happens.
So that is I rolled, unfortunately, only a 9, not a 10.
Still, that's good enough.
Plus,
You're able to
plus 18 is to 27.
Yeah, you're able to trick them to going to the long way, to a planet that has tons of Veritas assets already stationed. And if you did it right, that's where it'll go. Let's see if anybody detects your chicanery. Okay. All right. We'll end it there. Does anybody have any last words or goofs or anything? What are your people up to?
Just another example of a fucking shoddy government that is abusing the people and
In this show?
kidding.
Come on.
in this show.
I think at the first possible moment, Crunch is going to lean over and like stage whisper to Alecto and be like, "I think you might be related to the Emperor. Don't freak out."
Alecto immediately freaks out.
Yeah!
Woo.
Just real quietly though, like her eyes get real big and she looks over the Emperor. Oh,
Daddy?
And this time
So-
it's acceptable.
So the camera zooms up and out of the asteroid. We see all the space battle going on, and everything shifts and gets all like wonky, and then the whole thing shoots through hyperspace, and like I don't know, 20 minutes later or something, it reappears, and it's like a space station around a small Pluto-sized planet, and there's a bunch of Veritas ships there, and the Skyblades are like looking at each other frantically, checking the sensors, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And we see a couple of besuited ladies on a spaceship looking down at their screens, and there's a holographic image of Keziah, and one of them nods and gives like a satisfied look, and the other one writes something on their clipboard, and a little commendation appears on your lapel, and there's like a ching as like some money goes into your account, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good game, everybody. Really quick, because AJ's about to die. Likes,
No.
Oh
I'm at 7%. We're good.
Okay.
no! Don't go into the light.
Likes, I really, really, really very much like Alecto's entire attitude to this room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good on Alecto for giving the finger to the man.
I will fight every person in here before I go back in that coffin. I will punch an old man.
He's like in
Even
his
if he is
40s.
my
Come
dad.
on now.
He's old compared to Alecto, who's like 18.
That's true. Indeed.
Jeff, I really loved the lead up to this situation in this episode.
The lead up? What do you mean?
The lead up, like we were talking about the Null getting in the elevator, and then we're just there.
Yeah. I did not expect you to go, could the Emperor have planned all this? That was an interesting twist.
Well, I really liked the Alecto potential royal lineage going on there. I thought that was a really cool twist. And I liked Gale and Keziah just like going behind the Null gate, like, no, nobody paid any attention. We're just ambling over here. Oh, and speaking of Keziah, I liked her like weird, sinister rambling frog story in the elevator.
Oh my God.
That A+ narration.
I was like, there's a moral to this, surely.
Don't hide stuff.
The moral is
You
don't
have
hide.
a problem. Other people can help you.
Especially if you've swallowed a frog.
Exactly.
Physically hurt.
All right. Anybody else?
Everybody did a great job. I liked
Yeah.
all of Crunch's involvement with the the beginning part there, and whether or not the three guys that we never actually encountered were on the up and up. It was fun.
Which three guys?
The-
The
Yeah,
HVAC
guy.
workers.
The guys we didn't end up interacting with.
Oh, Jeff, I have
Yeah.
a file on the three guys. We've got Harris, we've got Wachowski, and we've got Sean
Oh, that's right, because you went the other direction.
Yeah.
Of course. I really enjoyed the whole polka portal section.
The Poke Portal section was wonderful.
All right. Wishes.
To punch the Emperor in the fucking face.
Emperor face punch.
I wish to see where this A, Secret Agent Keziah thing's going, and B, Princess Alecto thing's going.
Right. Both
Couple
of
of cool
those
plot
things.
threads.
Yeah.
All of the above.
I want to see where Princess Alecto is going, but also I want to find out why Gale has this like bounty on her head.
For sure.
Like, what's up with Gale?
And I've had my
What did Gale
suspicions
do?
about the Emperor, but I, of course, want to know what's going on. Like, how much of this is him, like, pretending to be in danger to get us maneuvered exactly where he wants us to be.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling we're gonna have to like lay him down halfway through the gate and then turn it off.
Oh no!
Yeah. Listen, that thought of maybe that's not what's happening was a very paranoia thought, but I'm following it because I feel like there's something going on there.
I love it. All right. We're running near the edge, so we'll skip plugs if everybody's all right with that.
Sure.
All right.
You can find us online, Facebook group True Heroes of Shattered Worlds RPG. We got Twitter, that's SWRPG Pod, And our email, shatteredworldspod@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you, friends, for playing. And any last words?
I'm sorry, my camera flipped.
Oh,
I can't turn it
It
back
looked
on.
really cool
Oh,
before
no.
it fritzed out.
yeah.
But
I didn't like it.
was like-
Got nothing else to add, but next session features Weird Al.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
we're gonna make them to
Oh,
guest.
Oh, if I could, I'd put a Weird Al track here at the end.
I hear he's really nice. You should write him a letter.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, man, could I use one of your songs?
No, ask him to join
Yeah.
us.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my
Yeah.
god, that would be the best thing to ever happen anywhere ever.
Dear Weird Al, you'll never guess what happened to me.
Dear Mr. Yankovic Esquire III.
Keep it rolling. Shout out to Space Knife for letting us use their track, I'm Taking Off, Shield Your Eyes, from their Into the Black Hole EP. Thanks, Space Knife. Keep it rolling.
I'm taking off.
Well, this is the time where we goof. Does anybody have anything that they want to get off their chest?
I mean, I wasted the singing deep throat thing on mic check.
I'm not sure we can top Jeff. Can I give you the clap? So.
I don't think I could bottom it either.
Nope.
Oh, fun. We've put incest in the game.
What?
What?
What? What?
Wait. I think I messed up the details. I heard wrong.